Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
Have you seen all the changes with the ICFC? A warm sales call, a simulation. I think the heat in Florida's got to these guys.
Yeah, that's what the employers are asking for. They really want to see these students display these skills.
Yeah, they make it so complicated.
Yeah, I heard that there's a lot more for the students to do, but it doesn't really require too much of us. Essentially, the case is still the same. They're just asking for 2 more pre-events. My team is doing them.
I think a great idea if they had a video perhaps to help with this.
A video's a good idea.
I think so,
If only
too.
we could get one.
Hey, we hear you. If only there were a video that explained all of this stuff. Well, hello and welcome to that video that'll hopefully explain how the Collegiate World Cup of Sales works, help clear up some questions that you may have, and help make this whole process a little easier to understand. Let's start with the role play side of the competition. Everybody's familiar with the role play competition that we've hosted in the past. However, we've added a new element, a warm call competition. Let's start with the why. Why did we add this? Well, the warm call event was requested by many sponsor executives who see the demonstration of this skill set as an important part of who they want to hire. It's important to note that your 2 warm call competitors are the same competitors that will be coming to Orlando to compete in the role plays. So as you always have done, selected 2 role play competitors to come to Orlando and compete, these same 2 students will compete in this pre-event, the warm call. There's no separate registration required. Once you select your role play competitors, they are automatically entered into the warm call event. It's important to note that for this warm call competition, they're selling a different product. In the role play competition, they will be selling ReliaQuest's gray matter. However, in the warm call, they're selling Gartner conferences. If you look at the documents on the ICSC website, there's only a 3-page document with a handful of web links that students need to worry about. So there's not a whole lot of product information. If you look at the judging metric, the scoring items are very similar to what they'll be scored on in the role play competition. Instead of, as in the role play competition, where they're trying to get past a decision maker or get a final executive decision, all they're doing is applying the same skills to get that first appointment. And that's what a lot of the sponsor executives say they want to see in these students. Every student who competes in the warm call competition will be earning points, and those points will go toward the Collegiate World Cup of Sales. Now let's move on to the role play competition. These same 2 students that competed in the warm call, regardless of how they perform, are advancing to the role play competition in Orlando. The same 2 students. The role play competition has the rounds as it always has, a round 1, a wild card, 2, 3, and finally a final round to an ultimate executive decision. Students, as always, will compete, and these points will go toward the Collegiate World Cup of Sales. In the past, we have crowned the top schools based on the role play competition alone. However, this year we start crowning the top schools on a broad range of skills in all these areas. However, as always, these role play competitors will be adding to your school's team points. Now let's look at the sales management case competition side of the ICSC. It is important to note here that no additional work should be necessary on the part of the coaches. As always has been the case in the past, when students are given their sales management case, you are not supposed to coach them. They're supposed to go off and apply what they've learned to the case. Similarly, with our new sales management case simulation, you do not need to coach your students for this event. We would suggest you use students who have already taken the sales management course and can then apply the concepts and the knowledge that they learned in that class to the sales management case simulation. The case simulation is a way for schools to qualify to send their student team to the sales management case competition. It's important to note that any and as many students as you want can be involved in the simulation. So you might have 2 students in mind that you would like to send to Orlando, but they can have other classmates and other students help them with the simulation. Only 1 student will be required to enter your school's decisions into the simulation. But again, as many students as you want involved, you can. Now, how you perform in the sales case management simulation will also contribute to the points that you earn in the Collegiate World Cup of Sales. If your school is one of the top teams in the sales management case simulation, then you qualify to send 2 students to Orlando for our sales management case competition. Again, if you qualify, you choose which students will go. So you can have a lot of students working on the simulation and then decide who will journey to Orlando. This competition will be run as always with the different rounds and a final round. Students will be given different scenarios. They will go off, prepare how they're going to present, and then their points will also add to the Collegiate World Cup of Sales. The ICSC will always sponsor and pay for your 2 role-play competitors, and if you qualify, your 2 sales management case competitors. However, some schools bring additional students, alternates, and your role-play competitors, your case competitors, and your additional alternates, any of those students can compete in the speed selling competition. So let's look at the speed selling competition. This will be run as it always has been run. We will open up and allow each school to enter 2 students into the speed selling competition. Once every university has had a chance to enter those 2 students, any remaining spots we will open up. A separate registration will be required, and that will be closer to the event. So you've already selected which students will come for the role play. You've selected your sales management case students. If you've qualified, you know who you're bringing as alternates. Then we will send later on that announcement, speed selling registration is about to begin. Again, any students that you're bringing with you can compete in speed selling. And of course, depending on how they perform, and these points are all indicated on the ICSC website, that will add to your Collegiate World Cup of Sales points. Finally, we've always had the motto, work hard, play hard, give back. Well, lately, the give back part has been a little lackluster, and we'd really like to donate a lot of food items to those folks in Orlando. So, if you look on the IC website, it explains how you get those points for the community involvement part of the competition. Basically, it'll be a simple ratio of how many students you bring and how many food items you bring. If you bring 1 food item for each student, you get the full points, and that goes into your Collegiate World Cup of Sales total. At the end of the competition, we're going to take the points from all 6 of these events, total it up, and we're going to crown the top school based on a broad range of skills all across the spectrum. Hopefully this explains a lot of the details and a lot of the questions you may have as to how the Collegiate World Cup of Sales works. As always, if you have questions, please feel free to contact us and we'll answer whatever questions you come up with. We look forward to seeing you in Orlando, and good luck practicing for the competition.